Can't stop. How to play. The object of the game is to be the first player to win 3 different columns. You win a column by getting your cone to the top first. Set out the board and each player chooses a set of colored cones. Place the dice and white runner cones by the board. The youngest player goes first, then play proceeds clockwise. On your turn, roll all 4 dice. When you roll, you always roll all 4 dice at once. Once rolled, pair the dice into 2 pairs however you like, and then add the 2 dice in each pair together. The 2 sums determine which column or columns you must introduce a runner. Place a white runner 1 space above your farthest advanced piece in that column for each different sum. If you have no pieces in that column, then place the runner at the bottom first space of the column. If you already have a runner in the column, move that runner up 1 space. After each time you move or introduce runners, you must decide whether you want to continue or score. If you choose to score, replace all the runners on the board with your cones, removing the runners from the board. If the runner is in the same column as one of your cones, move that cone up and replace it with the runner. Each player may only have 1 of their cones in each column. If you choose to continue, roll the 4 dice again and create pairs. If you form new sums from the pairs and still have runners not in play, you must fill the new sums columns with the runners. You must always introduce the most runners possible with the sums you select. It is possible to choose to have 2 sums of the same number. When this happens, you will move a runner in that column twice. Once all 3 runners are in play, each time you roll, you must move at least 1 runner by creating a pair of dice for their column. If you can create sums for 2 columns you have runners in, both move up. If after a roll you cannot form sums from the dice to move any runners, then you bust. Remove the runners from the board. You don't score, and it is now the next player's turn. When a runner reaches the top space of a column, it cannot move anymore. If you risk another roll that would require it to move, you will bust. The first player to score a cone on the numbered space at the top of a column wins that column. Remove all other cones from that column. No player, including the column's winner, may put runners in this column for the rest of the game. As soon as a player wins his 3rd column, the game ends immediately and he wins. Some variations to the game you may play with, but should agree to before you start the game, are as follows. Variation 1. In a 3-player game, you must win 4 columns. In a 2-player game, you must win 5 columns. Variation 2. You must form your dice pairs to introduce as many runners as possible as quickly as possible. Variation 3. You may not end your turn occupying the same space as an opponent. You must continue rolling until you bust or all spaces aren't shared. Variation 4. For a faster game, runners can never occupy the same space as another cone. Instead, jump all cones in the way when moving up a column.